What's up, family? It's your boy Leroy, up next on Gang. Baby, back at it again, bitch, with another video. But listen to that today, guys. We have a topic discussing around image. So you guys have to work on your image part-time, meaning that image is something we have to be giving our attention to slightly, and overall it's not going to be your main focus, right? Because initially your main focus should be your finances, but that doesn't mean you neglect other areas of your life unless you have to. Unless you absolutely have to. You absolutely do not have time to work on your fitness, to work on your image, your appearance, and etc. You got to find time to work on your image. Why? I mean, it'll make you feel better. It'll make you look better to others and to yourself. And the combination of two, and those combination of those two things are gonna greatly impact your life. And thirdly, it's gonna make you perform better. Performance overall is something that we want to improve. So working on your image is going to do just that. Working on your image is going to improve your quality of life tenfold. What is image? Image is 4 parts: A, B, C, D. Appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. That's right, you have to spin all those plates at once, because that's image. Guys, your image today is very crucial. Your image is how you look at yourself in the mirror, and it's how others see you, right? Your appearance is just gonna get you the first 7 seconds. When people see you, they are instantly, subconsciously creating assumptions about your character within the first 7 seconds of looking at you. Meaning, if you don't have a haircut, if you're very hairy and unkempt, if you dress a certain type of way compared to if you're dressing with tight clothes, or if you're dressing with baggy clothes, or if you're dressing with dirty, stained clothes or wrinkly shirts, or if you're dressing with clothes that fit just right and they're not, and it's pressed and it's ironed and it's clean and it fits your body and complements your physique, you will be judged based upon those things, and people will create an image based on what they see. Now, that is the first 7 seconds. Now that can give you an image of status if you're playing the part correctly, right? Now, that can change based upon after those first 7 seconds, once you begin to speak. See, once you begin to speak and the way you communicate, and then your behaviors, the way you might stand and you have your arms crossed, or you may behave very goofy, you may behave very seriously, you may be a funny guy, you may have a lot of eye contact, right? Those are behaviors. And then communication is your style of speaking. If your tone, it can get high pitched, like really, or that was kind of exaggerated, but people will be like, really? Like, you can speak with a deeper tone of voice, or you can speak with a more high-pitched tone of voice, unconsciously knowing that it is creating a image, right? And I know people that do this, that they speak differently when they're speaking to certain kind of people. So when this person speaks to girls, they might speak with a more high-pitched voice for whatever reason, as opposed to when they're talking to other people, they talk more regularly. So this is going to create an image, and it's communicating something to the person, right? And that, based on that, on what it's how that communication is received, it's creating an image. So, and then on top of that, you have your digital footprint, right? And digital footprint is important. That is something that's not to be left out. That is something that is equally as important. If not, it can help leverage you more than, no, I wouldn't say that, but it is definitely just as important as the rest of the other components that create your image, right, guys? Because people nowadays are online. Everyone is online. Come on, bro. Like the whole entire world, like the overwhelming majority, like 99% of the world is online, whether it's Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever the hell, right? LinkedIn more professionally, lifestyle, right? It's obviously for jobs and shit, stuff like that. Like that's still your digital image. Resumes, okay? Stuff like that. And people judge you based on your Instagram. You can be a cool guy in person, but if your Instagram is shitty, that girl is gonna have a certain perception of you. Now, if your Instagram displays that a lifestyle of rich, abundance, coolness, someone that's fun and cool to hang around and successful, then that's going to display a certain type of image, and that's going to communicate something different to somebody that looks at your Instagram, right? So all of these things play a part into success and your image. And your image is going to carry you in life, right? And the reason why it's so important is because even if you put money as your main focus, which it should be, money is meant to be used as a resource, as a tool to help you leverage success. And it's supposed to allow you, because once you put a great emphasis on money, it allows you to have opportunities to improve these other areas of your life, such as your image, much more exponentially. But your image is still the marker that's gonna improve your life, right? Because ultimately, money helps with some things, but it doesn't help with, it's not the end all be all, right? At the end of the day, you still on the back end have to make that image work for you and create an image and a perception that you know is gonna get the kind of results you want out of life, right? Now you may be wondering, like, you ever wondered why certain people get better outcomes? It's because of the way they present themselves, the way they communicate. It could be their communication, it could be their appearance, it could be their behavior, could be their digital footprint, and it could be a combination of 2, 3, or all 4 of those things. So if you had money, it helps, but you can still be a guy with money, and someone can still have, you can still have the image of a dork to somebody, and that's not gonna help you in getting results that exhibit positive outcome. And with that being said, nobody wants to be seen as a dork. We want to be seen as that guy at the end of the day. So work on your image, right? I can make videos going more into depth. Just leave a comment down below on which topic specifically you guys would like me to go more in depth into. I think each video deserves, respectfully, each component of image deserves its own video, respectfully, and of me going in depth into it and talking more about it, because they're all so layered filled that, and so nuanced, that they deserve their own videos respectfully in its own right. They're all like different worlds. So even me, I can improve on parts of my image. We all could use some improvement. So learning the keys and the factors that are going to help you leverage your image and improve in certain areas of your communication, your appearance, your digital footprint, and your behaviors are going to help you in life. You see how I just communicated now, how I just said are so high pitched, as opposed to if I was to say are gonna help you improve in life. Now that creates an image, like that form of communication creates an image. Like even if after you speak, if you do a little fake laugh after you speak, or when someone says something, that creates an image. All of that nuanced behavior, communication stuff creates an image. So learning these things are very important. It's important also to actually study others that you find appealing, that you may find appealing in their appearance, the way they communicate, the way they behave, and their Instagram or their Facebook or their digital footprint. You understand? So studying people, other people that appear to have a nice image, a appealing image that grants them status, that grants them the type of outcomes that you would like to have, or that grants them similar outcomes that you would like to have, then you would want to replicate and study what it is that they did and how you can replicate that in your own life. So with that being said, work on your image, guys. Work on that image, and let's improve together. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Leroy out.